Cars 2, presented by the media as one of the worst sequels to ever grace our eyes. A movie that is seen as one of Pixar's worst projects to date and what is deemed to be the cause of the Cars franchise entirely. Or was it? Hear me out, don't click off, but Cars 2 is a great movie and all of you are wrong. Maybe it's nostalgia still hitting me. You're probably asking yourself, Nando, what is wrong with you? Are you insane? Were you hit in the head as a child growing up? Well, actually, yes, I still have a scar to this day about it. So originally, Cars 2 was not on my mind when it came to making a movie review about it, but that's when I got recommended a video called Cars 2 Explained by a Black Man. Such a fitting title. And a lovely video it was, but the real true inspiration that came into making this video was just this one comment right here. As it says the following, I still don't get why people hate this movie. Cars 2 is peak. And when I saw that comment, I was sitting in my couch as I uttered the words in between my lips. Goddamn right. This movie was my childhood. Back in my primary school days, it was me living life, doing bad at school, and DSTV carrying my childhood way ahead. You finished school at 1 or 2 o'clock. Hoping your parents wouldn't fetch you late, but spoilers, they always are. You get your homework done, you go to channel 192 near 5 o'clock, waiting until Hectic 99 finishes because honestly, who actually watches that show? And that's where I discovered shows like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, and iCarly for some reason. I don't know, they were just there in the mix. Since my DSTV package didn't include the usual kids networks that we know today as Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, I had to make whatever American shows aired on SABC or ETV. But when I wanted to see trailers for the upcoming shows, I turned to channel 100, the DSTV channel, where all the latest previews were going down. And that's when God had gifted me the chance to watch this.
Lightning McQueen cannot win the race.
Instead of saying ka-chow, he's gonna go kaboom!
We need your help, Mater. You ready?
Is the Pope Mobile Catholic?
I don't know how to explain this to you, but as a kid, this blew my freaking mind. This was my most desired movie to watch, and I'm not even saying that because I'm making a video about this. For some unforsaken reason, no joke, I had watched this trailer over 15 times, not on YouTube, but on the DSTV channel. And the thing is that there was no telling as to when the trailer of the movie would show up again. So I precariously waited. Legit, I waited. I was switching back channels constantly up until I would be given the gift to see the trailer again. And when I would be amazed. And then immediately wait until I got to see the trailer again. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to be the lawyer to this movie. I'm here fully suited in casual summer wear as I spend this many minutes trying to dissect and make you understand why this is just such a great movie, such a great sequel to watch. I've wasted enough time already, let's just dive into this. Also, quick note, thank you for 13 subscribers! Yeah! We had made past my goal of wanting to get to 10 subs by the end of March, and we finally did it. Thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate the love that I got from my last video regarding the Dragon Ball film. Check it out if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't. I make a video once every week, blah 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 blah. It's review time. The movie begins with call spy Leland Turbo, who sends an urgent message to his other spy mate, Finn McMissile. I say mate instead of spy operative because lol, both cars are voiced by British people. So Leland alerts Finn that he's infiltrated an offshore oil rig location but warns about its danger in the area. He calls Finn for backup, but before he can continue, he would get confronted by some cars as the camera shuts. We thus get introduced to Finn McMissile, a spy car looking to infiltrate the same area his spy operative mate did, and I've always noticed this as a kid, but I always have to mention this, but they designed Finn's car grill to look like a mustache. There's no extra notes I have for that, I just wanted to point out how awesome that is. So Finn would discover one of the main villains of the story, Professor Zundap, who is withholding a TV camera that he reveals that it's more dangerous than how it looks. Professor's goons would then reveal that they've captured the Leland Turbo, and with that, Finn is getting ready to load up his gun and save his friend, he's gone. Wow. Okay, shoot. 4 minutes in, they were already doing that. Okay, movie. I see you. But you want to know the insane part of this? There was originally going to be a scene of the Leland's captured, but it was never fully animated. We just have drawings and audio of the concept, and he just so happens to look like this.
is Finn McMissile.
You'll never catch him. He will stop you.
We will see.
Christ! You guys wanted to start your kids film like that? Insanity! The balls on you, Pixar. But due to the flames emitted from the oil platform in the area, Finn's shadow gets exposed to the gang, to which Professor Zundap orders for Finn to be taken out. They have a little car chase scene, and within 30 seconds of the chase, Finn has already eliminated a car out. How lovely for a kids film. Some cars would come down and chase Finn some more, but within the notice of some oil barrels, Finn would just shoot the barrels down, implant some bombs in them, and bro would just initiate the hardest squad wipe that I've ever seen. Bro caught like 30 bodies and didn't look back. Bad ass. Also, it's not really explained as to how many cars actually died there, so like, give it like 35. Give it the 35 bodies dead. Just give it that. Safe and sound, keep it 35. 35, I think. They have Finn cornered in a helipad, but when all hope seems to be lost, Finn will drop into the water, but will come back and swimming away in what seems to be a hydrofoil mode. But as he tries to get away, some combat ships try to chase him down, but as they launch a missile at him, a big explosion occurs. But with the ships trying to check in for a possible chance of seeing Finn's remains, it is revealed that Finn is still alive, swimming away while dumping off some extra tires in his trunk to make the gang believe that they put an end to Finn McMissile. Seriously, I had fun watching that scene, and yet you guys are still like, where's my race movie? Hold on, we are getting to that. We then see Mater driving to find a car who's named Otis, failing to get his engine to start. So Mater helps to tow him, and while they're talking, Otis says,
Don't sweat it. Shoot, these things happen to everybody, Otis.
But you never leak oil.
Yeah, but I ain't perfect.
I know that seems full, but actually remember that for later. But as they're talking, Mater sees Lightning McQueen, and in excitement he chases after him, while also accidentally beating the living hell out of this old car.
McQueen's back! McQueen's back! McQueen's back! McQueen's back!
Am I witnessing Mater beat up the elderly? I mean, I'm not disgusted, I'm just astounded. McQueen will then show Mater his recent trophy that he got, a trophy called the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup, a cup in tribute for Doc, which they don't really say, but it is confirmed that Doc Hudson had passed away. For anyone who's never watched Cars, and if you haven't, what is wrong with you? What happened to your childhood? Doc Hudson was introduced in the first film, where he was basically Lightning McQueen's old wise man / mentor for him, and he too was a racer and won the Champion Cup before, but used his knowledge to both help and humble McQueen, as he was that egotistical young kid that thought he was too perfect in everything. But Doc's guidance is what made McQueen grow into the person. Sorry, car. I forgot what movie I'm watching. But yeah, he was practically a good mentor to him, and the real reason Doc is really not in this movie is because the actor who played him, Paul Newman, passed away due to lung cancer. I send my condolences to him, and I just like how Pixar didn't even bother trying to recast a new voice for him. They just acknowledged he passed while also showcasing the legacy he had brought as a character to this film. Which, you know, that's freaking sweet. Mater and McQueen going to catch up and have some little fun with each other, but when we get here to where McQueen and Mater are behind a dump truck, they turn their horn and run their engine to scare and tip the truck back. But then the scene cuts and we never hear from the truck again. It's a giant. How the hell is it going to get back up? Is that like another body being caught? I don't know if we should count that. I think we should count that. We literally never hear from it again. Dear Lord, we're like 11 minutes into this film, and we've been having bodies upon bodies dropping in this film. That is for kids like it's nothing. Later on, everyone's at a restaurant, to which the TV plays the news, and the reporter introduces us to Miles Axelrod. What a name! You can just feel the writers had a tough time trying to figure out a name that had a car pun in it for him. And Miles is this former billionaire who tested himself to drive around the world without a GPS, but he came back with the trouble of having no gas on him. So to end the trouble, he decided to sell all of his oil away and then turn himself into an electric car, and thus he's created a new company called Illinois, a company with a mission to provide renewable, clean burning fuel. And to promote his new company, he's going to promote it through a World Grand Prix, which is an international 3-race event. Did you hear that, guys? Did you hear that well? 3-race events. You know, I'm just saying, but like, correct me if I'm wrong, but There was only like 2 official races in the first film, both of which only happening at the start and end of the movie. I'm just saying. But during the announcement is one of the top racers in the world comes to promote themselves as Francesca Bernoulli, Formula 1 style race car coming from Italy. A car bruised with such a cocky and confident charisma, so much so that when Axelrod gets asked whether if McQueen will join the race, he admits that McQueen had made his notice that he's just taking a break after a long racing season, but Francesca just took his time to flex his game. He's proclaiming that he's much faster than McQueen, and he could totally take him in the race, and that's when McQueen's homie Mater just didn't want to hear any of that nonsense no more. Bro was determined to back up his mans, so he calls up the news to get Francesca to know that McQueen means business. Honestly, get a friend like Mater. And with McQueen hearing all this trash talk from Francesca, McQueen makes it official that he's entering the race. And before we move to the next scene, I just want to mention this.
That's that Italian formula car. His name is
Francesco Bernoulli. No wonder there's a crowd. What? He's nice to look at, you know, open-wheeled and all.
What's wrong with fenders?
Nothing.
I thought you liked my fenders.
McQueen, don't let no woman do that to you, man. If she's like that around other cars, it's best you leave yourself be. She's for the parking lots, man. I'm so cutting that out. So the gang arrives in Tokyo, Japan, going to a promotional event for the race. McQueen would advise Mater to behave himself, to which he does not, as he literally goes to McQueen's rival Francesca and brags on how much McQueen's girl keeps talking about him.
Miss Sally is gonna flip when she sees this. She's Lightning McQueen's girlfriend. Ooh. She's a big fan of yours.
Hey, she has a good taste.
I wouldn't say she's a big fan.
You're right. She's a huge fan. She goes on and on about your open wheels here.
And for that, Francesco would admit that he's now dedicating his race to winning for McQueen's girl. Like, that's sadistic. That's sadistic. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Wait, actually, no, that's not. Either way, what the hell, Mater? And then Francesco reveals that he has his back tatted that says Ciao McQueen, aka telling someone goodbye as he's beating him in the race. And McQueen is the only person he's ever done this stunt with. Dude, kid me never realized how devious this character is. That is some hate that inspires me. So Miles is doing a promotional speech for the event, but while it happens, we can see Finn McMissile in attendance for the show. It's where he meets his new spy associate, Holly Shiftwell, who's here to investigate more on the whole TV camera situation that he witnessed in the oil rig, but then Holly notifies him that they have an American spy that they have to meet because he has much needed info to help them in this case. Back to Mater, we see him trying to eat a whole scoop of wasabi, thinking it's pistachio ice cream, even though the guy... Sorry, car is trying to alert him that it's not really ice cream, it's wasabi, but May just refuses to listen to anything logical and makes the car give him this huge scoop of wasabi. And then as Mater is accepting the ice cream, the car goes,
Now that's a scoop of ice cream.
to which I've checked the meaning of that, and the car is literally bowing down to say, my condolences. So Miles introduces Lightning McQueen to help promote the event, but while he does so, the ice cream that Mater had seemingly eaten had gone to him, and thus it leads to Mater to intervene during McQueen's speech to try and heal his heated tongue by drinking the fountain of water behind him, which embarrasses McQueen, and to add to that, while Miles is trying to speak to Mater, some oil drops down around him, and McQueen is getting all mad, scolding Mater out, but Mater's just so confused because he's all like,
Mater, you have to get a hold of yourself. You're making a scene.
But I never leak oil. Never.
yeah, he never does.
These things happen to everybody, Odie.
But you never leak oil.
Foreshadowing! I've done like 4 takes trying to raise my note up a little bit higher, but I just can't. I'm just moving on. So Mater goes to the bathroom to help unleak his oil. Can't believe I just said that. And then he goes to the bathroom, and this is where Mater, he, gets 5 years worth of therapy with this kind of traumatic scene, and thus we get to meet the American spy, Rod Redline, throwing out his disguise to send out his signal to meet Finn McMissile for the first time, but as that happens, some goon catch him and thus a fight breaks out. Rod is busy getting his ass kicked in, and while Mater is trapped and getting traumatized without his consent in that bathroom, but as Rod is about to get taken out, Mater accidentally stalls Rod enough time to put the tracking device on Mater.
Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, dadgum pistachio ice cream.
True story? I had a friend who did that in front of a girl that my other friend was trying to flirt with in a bar once. She was shook, laughed, then ran away. Poor girl. So as Mater is leaving, it's now believed that by the tracker's GPS, they believe that Mater is the spy, which has led to this.
Is she American?
Look out, ladies. Mater's fitting to get funky.
Wild. And Holly is trying her best to speak in spy code, but Mater is all thinking that this woman is trying to ask him out, and he has no real way to really respond to any of it. So when she asks to meet him tomorrow, he agrees and believes that he's going on a date with her, instead of knowing that he's going to be on a life-threatening mission that he did not ask for. First he gets assaulted in the bathroom, and now he's forced to be a spy? Poor Mater, bro just wanted to see his friend race. We then get taken to this unknown area where Rod is getting interrogated by the group called the Lemons. But while Rod continues to mock the group, they begin to fuel his car with Illinois, the same company that Miles Axelrod promoted in the beginning. Rod appreciates the gesture, but that's when Professor Zundap appears to confirm that Illinois is good for the car, but when it's hit with an electromagnetic pulse, its fuel will become very dangerous and would practically make the cars explode. And that's when Professor Zundap reveals that the TV camera that we saw in the beginning is a TV camera powered with an electromagnetic pulse. And my guy Rod, bro. My guy Rod. He knows his time is coming. So while he's been asked all these serious questions as to who he's affiliated with, he just spends his time roasting the goons.
Which one's your associate?
Your mother. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was your sister. You know, I can't tell them apart these days.
But I started.
The Lemons then find out that Rod had sent the information to Mater and are now on the lookout for him. So with that task being taken care of, the camera pans to a picture of Mater being confronted by Ron, while there's a merry glimpse of Rod being perished in the flames. Well damn, Pixar. Damn, this movie has just gotten quite dark. So soon! Well, I say so soon when I literally just watched. It's now time for our first race of the film. But before that, real quick, we're 30 minutes into this film. So with that knowledge, let's go see what the Cars movie was doing during the halfway point. Shall we, folks? You know, just for a comparison.
This place is crazy.
Man, I know this may be a bad time right now, but you owe me $32,000 in legal fees. What?
Wow! Well, folks, they're just talking and nothing more. I don't see no racing. I don't see no tracks. But hey, maybe that was just a fluke. So we still have 2 other races to review in Cars 2. And within every race they do, we'll be checking up on Cars 1 to see as to what they're doing during this time. Because, you know, I was told that Cars was a racing movie. So I hope that I get my racing. Let's move on, shall we? Lightning McQueen is ready to go, but it's during the race where all trouble begins to arrive as the Lemons are in attendance watching the race with their EMP camera weapon. And thus they hit their first target. Boom, one car goes out. But one of the goons and even the spy group takes notice of Mater being in the pit of the race and want to take action on him, leading Holly to alert Mater as to get him out of there. And it's during this chase scene where Mater still has his headset on, and whatever he says, McQueen will hear that as an order, and due to Mater's miscommunication, it pushes him back from being first place in the race. And honestly, I have this really dumb theory that with Mater only having one working light, it's also another sign to alert to the fact that Mater could just possibly be half deaf. Because how the hell do you not hear your best friend literally screaming at the top of his lungs while everything is happening around you? You have a headset on. Yeah, some goons are trying to assassinate you, but could you not multitask and hear your friend asking for instructions on what's going on? Because it's literally in this movie where Mater just does things when he's being told not to do it. People will say he's dumb. I think he's just deaf. What do you think? Finn is left ganged up to fight a whole gang of lemon goons who are literally trying to light him on fire. As you do, I guess. But Finn manages to push out and let another goon take the fall, and well, he's like never seen again, so that's just another car being perished. Then Finn drags another car to an elevated platform, and that's when another car gets demolished. I mean, justice to the Lawn Turbo for having to go through that himself, but dear lord, I'm surprised this movie has a rated G for all ages. But it's due to May's distraction that leads to Francesca taking the win. Meaning bro had to read Francesca's own tatted sign that told him ciao, while also remembering that his own rival won this race for his girl. McQueen, back it up, man. You have to hang it up if I was you. There is no way to redeem yourself after that. McQueen would then confront Mayday about the matter, but McQueen just doesn't believe it what happened to him and just admits that he's never needed Mayday's help in the first place at all, and he just leaves.
Queen, you had it in the bag!
Wow, what happened?
I made a mistake, but I can assure you it won't happen again.
Having your own best friend call you a mistake on live TV is crazy dirty work. The news reports on the race results, but most importantly takes attention to the cars that used Illinois had their fuels blown up. Miles Axelrod tries to defend his company, says that his fuel is safe, but then the news just quickly brushes past to talk about how McQueen just fumbled the bag. Which is understandable. Bro mentally lost his girl and this important race. Mater is at the airport and some of the Lemon Goons catch him, but that's when Finn comes in as a police disguise to help escort Mater into safety. And Finn introduces himself to Mater and tries to dig into Mater and who he's working for, but has absolutely no clue that he's not really dealing with a spy. So the goons catch up and it's up to Finn to drag Mater along with him. And Finn shoots another goon's tire out, which causes the goon to fall on some car waste. Little small nitpick, because you know how I am. But the truck changed positions as the car was going into the plane and out of the plane. Just wanted to mention that. Wah wah wah. And thus Finn and Mater are able to get to the plane safely. This is where Molly is able to get the truck from Mater to get the information that they need, and they assign Mater to a mission to help investigate this photo further. We're now in Paris, and as Mater is there for his mission, I've just noticed now that planes act like birds in this universe. Don't think about it too much, please. We get a little Ratatouille reference, and Mater's exploring France, and that is until...
Excuse me, what are you selling?
Oh my gosh, what the hell? No! No, what the hell is that? Burn it! Burn it alive! The gang then finds Finn's friend Tomber, to which they conclude about the Lemons having a secret meeting in a few days, and it's up to the spy gang to get in and find some info regarding it. We're now on to race 2. We're now on to race 2, and we're not even in the ending yet? And I know I'm gonna hear it. Oh, but Nando, the movie is more focused on the spy stuff than on the race. Okay then. We're 1 hour into this film. Let's see what Cars 1 has to offer as well in the same time slot.
Talking about the Piston Cup. I've been dreaming about it my whole life. I'll be the first rookie in history ever to win it.
Wow! That's a lot of racing I'm seeing over here. Hey, I'm just saying. Mater and the spy gang have arrived at this casino building where the Lemon Goons are taking place with their meeting, and that's where Holly distracts one of the tow trucks to not be in the meeting so that Mater can go in as a disguise. Finn is so impressed with Mater's work because he acknowledges him for being good at pretending to be this idiotic tow truck, when he's literally just trying to be himself.
What if I screw things up?
Impossible. Just apply the same level of dedication you've been using to play the idiot tow truck.
Wait, did you say idiot? Is that how you see me?
That's how everyone sees you.
That is such a high and low ball to hear from someone. So Mater enters in and meets all the high-profile criminals in the Lemon Army. And I just want to mention this real quick. Back when this movie was released, no joke, this was the only scene being referenced by the movie because it showed up on a lot of top 10 inappropriate jokes in kids' movies lists. Because essentially, the lemons being in the room themed as lemons, this is what is referred to as a lemon party. And I know you won't listen to this. You won't listen to me at all. I know you, internet. So I will only tell you this once. Do not, and I beg you do not, please do not Google what a lemon party is. If you can't find it, good. Thank you. We're moving on, please. The big boss of the corporation comes in to celebrate their plan working well, with them destroying more cars, the population of Illinois continuing to dwindle, leading to the corporation to make more profit from people sticking to using oil. Finn and Holly takes notice of the camera that the goons are using to destroy the cars and goes after them. But as he tries to, a helicopter catches Finn in a magnet. What? You mean to tell me that you didn't see a helicopter? You mean to tell me that you couldn't see a flying vehicle? A big flying vehicle hoisting up with a very noticeable dangling object hanging around them? Finn, have you checked an eye doctor? Because seriously, I think you need one. The lemon's power led to a whole bunch of nameless cars crashing into each other, causing havoc upon the whole race, but either way, the race still continues on as McQueen pulls off the win, leaving the rivalry at one apiece with each other. To be honest, this rivalry could have potentially be great in this film. Francesca is really good in his role, but man, they just kept pushing them off for the sidelines to focus on the spy stuff. To which kinda sucks, you know. And no, this does not help your point in costume as being a spy movie. It kind of is, but still shows more racing than the first Cars movie. Sit down, we're still moving on. Miles Axelrod announces that Illinois will no longer be required for the race, to which the Lemons celebrate. Holly gets caught by the goons, and while the Lemons celebrate, McQueen announces that he's still going to support and use Illinois, to which he deems as safe. To which angers the Lemons, and which is ordered by the boss that McQueen needs to be taken out permanently. But in the panic of a shock, Mater accidentally blows his cover and has his guns run a whole attempted squad wipe spree. Mater escapes and tries to tell McQueen the truth, but the paparazzi blocking McQueen gave the goons enough time to secretly capture him. And Mater, as he's unconscious, has his memories of the past events where he did silly things that got people not laughing with him, but really laughing at him. But it's really subtle when you realize that his mind wasn't really telling him the truth. The visuals of everyone laughing at him didn't really happen. Mostly everyone was quiet around him for the things he did. Just thought that was a nice little touch over there. So Mater wakes up and realizes that he, Finn, and Holly are inside the Big Ben in London. McQueen is getting worried about what's happening with Mater, but that's when Miles Axelrod comes in to come thank McQueen for still supporting his company. And oh my gosh, this character is such an attention seeker. This guy keeps showing up as a desperate happy mess about his company. He's the mastermind 100%. This movie has just been shoving your mouth to notice him and have him be your number one foolproof guess that he's the one operating all of this. We get it. You did it. You don't have to show yourself on screen so much. We're a good movie. Even in this next shot, he's next to the Queen and just look at his smile. He's so desperate to get caught. The animators are just drawing up evidence to have you pick out and know that it's him. Stop it, movie. I get it. It's him. And before I forget, we're on race 3, baby. So now what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means we get to see what Cars 1 is doing during this time. Let's see what they got for us. Oh shoot, wait, what's going on now? Okay. We're still good, guys. That was just a scene of Dog racing on his own, having a nostalgic moment for himself. It's okay, guys. He was just doing it because he used to be a racer. That does not count. Cars 2 is still in the lead, as this is the movie's 3rd race. Cars 2 is more racing themed than Cars 1. Don't be mad. These are just the facts that I'm providing to you. And so the race begins. The goons try to take aim, but the buildings are constantly blocking their view to attack McQueen. And that's when the goons reveal that they've strapped a bomb to McQueen's pit. A realization hits Mater and calls a code to help take his weapons out that essentially strap the ropes out. With Mater feeling like he has no clue on what to do, Finn and Holly advise him to save his friend McQueen from the lemons, and that's what Mater takes off to do. You think after Mater left, Finn or Holly were just like, we've been spies for like how many years, and yet our lives are literally on the palm of the wheels of a tow truck. Oh, we are so fucked. But Finn and Holly escape, but with the realization that the bomb is not on McQueen's pit, the bomb is actually on Mater. And with that realization, all of a sudden McQueen is there again. Happy to see his best friend, ready to close off and reunite with him again. But Mater knows the dangers of this, so he tries to dash off and run away. But McQueen's not letting that slide and tries to chase after him.
You don't get it! I'm the bomb!
Yes, Mater, you are the bomb. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Okay, that was a good one. That is the best highlight out of this entire movie. So McQueen holds on to Mater's hook as he launches a big rocket boost that makes Mater drive insanely fast. Holly and Finn try to catch Professor Zunda, but the combat ship tries to capture Finn. And do you think Finn was in his mind saying this? I don't know what to do. How can I get out of a sticky situation like this? Wait, I know! And so another vehicle perishes. Holly would also help Mater and McQueen take out some goons that end up colliding in a bar, and thus a whole bar fight occurs. We never actually see these cars again. So let's just zoom in our heads what we already expect what happened to them. We'll just add them to the list and move on. So they catch McQueen up to speed as to what's happening and tries to make Professor Zundab stop the bomb from imploding, but he admits that the only way the bomb can stop is by one person who actually implanted the bomb. And when it's revealed that it's not Professor Zundab, the timer drops significantly faster.
No, I can't do it. Look, nobody takes me seriously. I know that now.
And if people aren't taking you seriously, then they need to change. Now you can do this. You're the bomb.
Thanks, buddy.
No, you're the actual bomb.
And you've ruined the joke. So Mayday figures himself out who he thinks could actually stop the bomb and chases off to confront Miles Axelrod.
Somebody's been sabotaging the racers and hurting the cars, and I know who. Wait, Your Majesty.
Bomb! It's a bomb!
Okay, now that was funny. Mayday then accuses Axelrod that he's the whole mastermind behind all this.
What? Me? You got to be crazy.
You're not even trying, are you? So Mayday confronts all the evidence laid to him. He knew Axelrod is still a car running on oil. That's why he planned the whole trouble on him, creating Illinois for the purpose of sabotaging it so that more people could just stick to using oils that Axelrod never sold away in the first place. And with the bomb nearly reaching zero, Axelrod confirms the truth and deactivates the device using his voice, even having the bomb recognize him as the creator, leading to Axelrod getting arrested. The Queen acknowledges him, Holly acknowledges herself as Mayday's girlfriend, and you really want to know what truly ties the knot to this movie? What really gives Cars 2 that perfect, heartfelt ending? Does McQueen and Mayday set off on another fun-filled adventure together? Does Mayday get called back into doing another spy mission to take down one last master? No! No! They end the movie on a 4th race! That's right. Cars 2, the so-called spy thriller, has more races than Cars 1. The movie, literally everyone's saying, is about racing. Case closed. Cars 2 is the real deal. Has more racing than the racing movie. Suck it.
Suck it.
Okay, that was really mean. I'm sorry. This is all a joke, by the way. Please don't take this too seriously. And that's the end of Cars 2. And man, I had a lot of fun with this. This brought a lot of nostalgia back to me as a kid, and I hope this did the same for you too. Remember, this is all love and jokes. Follow me on all my socials. Subscribe now. Subscribe to my second channel that regards professional wrestling if you really like that kind of niche. And I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Yes, Mater, you are the bomb.